Maybe okay. So
Okay.
this is a live David. We're still in the introduction. The author is Alexander McLaren. The paragraph is the basis of all was a profound. Are we here? Yeah. Okay. The basis of all was a profound, joyful trust in the shepherd God, an ardor of personal love to Him, such as had never before been expressed. If it had ever found place in Israel, then trust opened his mouth to show forth God's praise and strengthened his fingers to fight, as told us himself what was in his habitual temper, or how it was sustained. I will set the Lord always before me. Because he is at my right hand, I shall not be moved. Therefore my heart is glad, and my glory rejoices. I think in the word, am I? Use the word glory, am I? Glory, my glory.
Oh.
Yeah. That's archaic expression, obviously. That's a Psalm 16, 8 and 9. That is a messianic psalm, okay? So then in doubt he moved among men with an irresistible fascination which only the greatest exercise from the day when he stole like a sunbeam into the darkened chamber, where Saul wrestled with the evil spirit. It was all hearts that he come under his spell. The women of Israel chant his name with the song, the timbrel, and the daughter of Saul confessed her love unasked. The noble soul of Jonathan clings to him. The rude outlaws in his little army peril the light to gratify his longing for the draught from the well where he had watered his father's flocks. The priests let him take the consecrated bread and trust him with a Goliath sword from behind the altar. His lofty courtesy wins the heart of the Abigail. The word king, the Philistine, tell him that he is good in the sight as an angel of God. The army Saul's last word to him is a blessing. 600 men of Gath forsake home and a country to follow his fortunes when he returns from exile. And even in the dark close of the region, to sin and self-indulgence, neglect his kingly duties, have weakened the subject's loyalty, his flight before Absalom is brightened by instances of passionate devotion which no common character could have invoked. Even then his people are ready to die for him. In their affectionate pride call him the light of Israel. It was a prophetic instinct which made Jesse call his youngest son by the name apparently before unused. David, beloved. The Spirit God, acting through this great natural gifts and using this diversified experience of life, originally in him a new form of inspiration. The law was a revelation of the mind, in some measure of the heart of God to man. The psalm is an echo of the law, the return current set in motion by the outflow of the divine will, the response of the heart of man to the manifest God. There had indeed been traces of hymns before David. There were the birth triumph which the daughter of Israel sung with timbrel and dance over Pharaoh and his host. The prayer of Moses, a man of God, Psalm, I don't know what that is, 90?
See, yeah.
So archaic in the tomb, bearing every line the impress of the very wilderness and the law of death, the son of the dying lawgiver, Deuteronomy 32, the passionless poem of Deborah.
What's that pun word?
I have no idea the word.
Interesting.
About the psalm, actually. It's a misprint. Huh.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah. Archaic spelling for payin. No, I don't know what payin would mean. So anyway. And some few briefer fragments. This is what tried and traces the poetic expression in the Old Testament, man, before David. But practically, the psalm began with David. And though many hands struck the harp after him, even down the list to the return from exile, he remains emphatically the sweet psalmist of Israel. The psalms which are attributed to him, let me give a time marker, I'm sorry.
No worries.
10 minutes, okay. The psalms which are attributed to him have, on the whole, a marked similarity of manner. Their characteristic has been well summed up as a creative originality, predominantly elegiac tune, graceful form, the movement antique but the lucid style.
What's elegiac mean?
It's elegant, basically. So yeah,
Okay.
some you can. I think mournful. Sorry, mournful means sorrowful. Mournful. Good word. Let's highlight that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has a lot of strange words. Yeah, sorry.
No, it's good to learn.
Yeah. To which may be added the intensity of their devotion, the passion, divine love that glow in them all. They correspond too with the circumstances of his life as given in the historical books. I'm going to read it faster, okay? So,
Okay.
the early shepherd days, manifold sorrows, the hunted wanderings, the royal authority, the wars, the triumphs, the sins, the remorse, which are woven together so strikingly in the land, all reappear in the Psalms. The allusions, indeed, are for the most part general rather than special, and is natural. His words are thereby the better fitted for ready application to the trial of other lives. But it has been perhaps too hastily assumed that the allusions are so general as to make it impossible to connect them with any precise events or to make the sound and the history mutually illustrative. Much, no doubt, must be conjectured rather than affirmed, and much must be left undetermined. But when all deductions on that score have been made, it still appears possible to carry the process sufficiently far to gain fresh insight into the force and definiteness of many David's words, and to use them with a tolerable confidence as a through light on the narrative of his career. The attempt is made in some degree in this volume. It will be necessary to prefix a few further remarks on the Davidic Psalms in general. Can we tell which are David's? The Psalter, as is generally known, is divided into 5 books or parts, probably from some idea that it corresponds with the Pentateuch. Okay. These 5 books are marked by doxology and the close of each, except the last. The first portion consists of Psalm 1 to 91, I guess. 91. The second, Psalm 92 to 122, I believe. So, okay. Roman numbers always confuse me, sorry. The second of Psalm 122, 100 what? 100, 101, sorry, okay? So 102 to 100, sorry, excuse me, 22. The third of Psalm 123. 234. The fourth of 100. Oh, must be wrong then. So, well, anyway, we're going to trace those numbers. So 50 parts basically divided the psalm tree.
Right.
Yeah. There are 5 parts, I'm sorry, divide the psalm tree. Am I right?
Yeah.
The Psalms attribute David are unequally distributed through these 5 books. There are 73, and they're wrong thus. In the first book, there are 37. So if we regard Psalm 1 to 2 as a kind of a double introduction, a frontispiece, and weak-named title page to the whole collection, the first book proper only 2, which are not regarded David's, as the second book has a much smaller proportion, and they're given 18 out of the 31. The third book had but 1, the fourth 2, while the fifth had 15, 8 of which occur almost at the close. The intention is obvious to throw the Davidic Psalms as much as possible together in the first 2 books, and the inference is not unnatural that these may have formed the early collection, to which were afterwards added the remaining 3 with a considerable body of alleged Psalm of David, which had subsequently come to light, placed side by side at the end, so as to round off the whole. But that as it may, one thing is clear from the arrangement of the psalter, namely that the subscriptions which give the author's name and list as old as the collection itself, for they have guided the order of the collection in the grouping, not only for Davidic Psalms, but also for those attributed to the Psalms of Korah and to Asaph. The question of the reliableness of these subscriptions is hotly debated. The balance of modern opinions decided against their genuineness, and in greater matters. So here, the higher criticism comes to the consideration of the claims with a prejudice against them, and on every arbitrary ground determines for itself, quite in respect of these ancient voices, the date and authorship of the Psalms, which informs this tendency is to be found in the masterly work of Edward. Old. Okay.
Weird name.
Strange name, huh?
Yeah.
He lost D, obviously, something. Sorry. Maybe, printing sometimes miss the D. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, yeah. Strange name. I never heard of that one before.
Edward would be weird anyways.
Yeah. Who has devoted all his vast power for criticism and acted it out with all his equally great power of confident assertion. Okay. To the book, it has come to the conclusion that we have but 11 David Psalms, which are surely a result that may lead to questionings as to the method which has attended it. These editorial notes are proved to be of extreme antiquity by such considerations as this. The Septuagint translators found them and did not understand them. The synagogue preserves no tradition to explain them. The book of Chronicles threw no light upon them. They were rare in the 2 last books of the Psalter. In some cases, they are obviously erroneous, but in the great number, there is nothing inconsistent with their correctness in the Psalm to which they are appended. Very frequently, they threw a floodlight upon this, and all but prove the trustworthiness by their appropriateness. They're not authoritative, but they merit respectful consideration. And as Dr. Potham put it in his valuable work on the Psalms, stands on par with the subscription to the epistles in the New Testament. Regarding them thus, and yet examining the Psalm to which they are prefixed, they seem to be about 45, which we may attribute with some confidence to David, and with this we shall be concerned in this book. Let's conclude the introduction. Perfect, eh?
Yeah.